All right, hey everybody, we're back with another news feed for you. Main one, you saw on the thumbnail coming up right here, right off the bat. Plastic shield, underbody shields are the shame of the modern auto industry. We'll talk about this one quickly, and it is so true. These things here are ridiculous. Okay, now the plastic ones are at least better than what Ford does. Unless you own an FX4 F-150, it comes with that fuzzy cardboard, stupid aerodynamic. Is all it is for sound deadening and aerodynamics underneath there, and it is basically a fuzzy cardboard skid plate that is on these things, and it rips off all the time. You can see examples of it right here. This thing, you see this that you're seeing here hanging down on so many F-150s. The mounting holes rip off, and this thing is hanging down and flopping underneath the car. On F-150s, I've had out of all my F-150s, the ones that weren't FX4, I had to replace this with the FX4 skid plate underneath, which is still was nothing fancy, but at least it was better than this. And this thing's like $190 to replace this stupid cheap thing. They're a joke. It's on every so many of these things. It's just nonstop. They break, they hang down, and like I said, they flap. You see, when you're on the highway and you see an F-150 go by, if you can, look in your rearview mirror, look in your front mirror, look at him, and you'll see this thing flapping underneath there. And it's everywhere now, okay? All these cars are doing it. This thing talks about it nonstop. The fasteners come off. They break, even on the plastic ones. But look at the Google searches for this. I mean, why? Why bother? Why let it be that way? These things, like I said, they're pure junk. They rip out, and it is. I agree with this article when they say that right here that the plastic underbody shields are a shame of modern automotive industry. They are horrible. Okay, they don't do anything. There's no protection to them whatsoever. They're just for aerodynamics and that kind of thing. But they are built so cheap, and for the cost of that fuzzy cardboard one and being able to get to mount it, I would imagine a plastic one is actually built better is going to be even the same price. And you can see it even go on here. Some ideal improvements to this garbage. Okay, they show you how to do it. Better fasteners, reinforced mounting holes. Don't make it out of crap. You know, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. And it is horrible that so many of these are now the way it is. Okay, we live in a time where they should not be acceptable, but it was my biggest pet peeve with all the Ford Sports that I own. Okay, when I own an F-150 Sport, this is the crap you dealt with. I've only owned F-150 XLT Sports, F-150 XLT FX4s. FX4s never had a problem. Every one of my Sports, this flappy thing, you know, would come out of there. And remember, I only kept the vehicle for 2 years. So it was inside of that time that this stuff went down and went bad. So there it is. There it is for you there again, too. The worst thing that they've ever designed. Complete joke is what it is. Moving on from there, more Ford stuff here. Ford Authority talks about how Ford Escape Active drops premier wrap steering wheel, some other things. But when I found this article first, my attitude was, okay, here we go, more TCR, okay? Technical cost reduction. I did a whole video on TCR and how companies do this. They bring out a vehicle. That vehicle has a lot of cool stuff in it. And then with each progressive year, they cheapen up stuff on them. They cut stuff out. They remove things and not tell you, or cheapen things up and not tell you. Going from a leather armrest to a fake leather armrest, going from metal steel fasteners to plastic fasteners, going from steel keyholes on your glove box to plastic ones. Okay, they do all these things and they don't really tell you. It's called total cost reduction, technical cost reduction, meaning technically it's not really affecting anything, but it saves them money. That's what I thought this was at first. I am wrong. Okay, I am wrong. So this article talks about dropping stuff, but we also got to look at the bigger picture, and I'm kind of okay with it. So we talk about the Ford, for example, this 2025 Escape Active drops premium wrap steering wheel. They're dropping that away from their thing. So we lose the steering wheel, premium. It says in here too, we are also going to lose for this, the Escape ST line, losing the aluminum foot pedals. It is also the Active, which is a cheap model, has also lost its previously standard 8-way power driving seat, and it's replacing it with a 6-way manual seat, okay? I'm all right with a 6-way manual seat too, and a power driving seat. I don't really care if it's power or not. I really don't myself, but you can see how people are going to get mad. It's going to be upsetting. Don't get upset yet. We're going to dive into this. Okay, and then you can see they lost the aluminum foot pedals that were previously standard on all three ST lines, while the ST line Elite and Platinum are also ditching the previously standard ambient lighting. Okay, for 2025, the ST and ST line selects are losing their monochromatic painted body side cladding, rocker panels, and bumpers in favor of molded in color components, though the ST line Elite does retain them. So we got some changes that are happening here. The 2025 Escape has also ditched its spare tire. Okay, and at least in its non-hybrid models, that no longer come as part of the standard equipment. The Blue Oval has gone back to equipping them with the tire inflator and sealer kit. So stupid. But at least they, instead of the sealer kit, they should be giving them a tire inflator and a plug kit. Teach people how to use a tire plug kit. It probably costs less than a can of sealant, and it works even better. Okay, I don't mind, and having a tire inflator and a plug is my #1 way of repairing tires. Okay, it's a very rare day that I actually will take my spare off and put it on there, unless it's a sidewall puncture. Otherwise, I plug the hole with a plug kit, and then I use my compressor to re-inflate it. A tire inflator and a plug kit would be much smarter. But like on my daughter's, when we got her Compass, it came with this inflator and sealer kit. I went online and I spent the $300 and I bought the entire spare tire kit, the jack, everything for it, so that she had that in her car. She knew how to use a spare, and I wanted her to make sure she had it, so we did it. So usually, even if you're getting screwed out of this by this tire inflator and sealer kit, you can usually buy it, the actual spare tire kit for it, and it usually has a place in there for it originally anyway. So something to think about. They also say still be an option on the pure ice models. Finally, the rain sensing wipers are no longer standard on the ST line Elite, and the platinum trims and some colors are changing. Okay, so it sounds like they're really scaling back on the Escape on some of the features that are on there. Okay, I get that, I understand that, but let's take a deeper look. Okay, right here. Okay, this is the price of a 2025 Escape Active, starts at 28 grand. If we go over here and we look at what the price was for the 2024 Escape, okay, we go here, the Active for that started at 31,000. Okay, so we got 31,000 for a 2024 that had basically the color molded stuff. Which the new one still has the color molded stuff, or see here, it's not color molded in here. I don't think it was on the other one too. I think they were color injected molded plastic, but either way, but mainly feature wise on the from 2024, this one had the 8-way power seat, and it had the wrapped steering wheel, and aluminum pedals were in this. Okay, well, it was also 31 grand. This one is 28 now, so you're basically saving $3,000 on the Active, which is a lower trim level. You're saving $3 grand by getting a 6-way manual seat that'll still adjust every single way you want, and you get you don't have that fancy leather wrapped steering wheel. Okay, so is it worth it? I don't know. Did they cut some corners in this? Yes, they cut corners, but not only did they cut corners, they also gave you the savings of $3,000. So take away from it what you want. It's there for you to think about. But is it a technical cost reduction? Maybe, but they actually, in this situation, rather than hide those TCRs and not tell you about them and then raise the price higher, this time they actually gave you the money back. That's pretty good on Ford there. So that's pretty interesting right there. Now moving on to this one here. Here's the one technical drawback of old cars that I cannot stand that they say is suboptimal. Of course, the article is going to feed you with a bunch of neat little stuff in here that you can read that I'm not interested in. I want to know what this problem is. Headlights. Okay, headlights have come so far in the last 20 years, with HID becoming more prominent in the early 2000s, and LEDs really pushing headlight technology where it is today. Recent years, automakers have more incentive to improve headlights thanks to Insurance Institute Highway of Safety. But basically, they're saying that the headlights in old cars suck. They're not good, and they're right, they're not. But if you own an old car, fixing these headlights to LEDs is not that complicated. If you go over here to Amazon, okay, all these Oxedo, C-light. I have C-lights in my my Jeep Gladiator right now. I had Hikaris wherever Hikari is. I had Hikaris in my what the heck is the Tacoma. We had what's the other one? It was Ox Beam or whatever it was that I had in the Cherokee. Anyway, like I said, I mean, these things are everywhere. Look at them. Okay, they're not expensive. All of these work fantastic. I've run these in a lot of vehicles. They outlive the time I own it. They're going to last for a very long time. They're not expensive, and they perform very, very well. So all you got to do is find one. See, they're all basic here. H13 bulb, H4 bulb, HB3 9005 bulb, H11, H9, H8. You see, you just find whatever bulb that your vehicle, your old car has, and replace that incandescent halogen bulb with, or you replace the halogen bulb with these. Plug and play, simple, and they are going to make a world of difference for you, as you can see, for a very affordable amount of money. So, all right, there's some tips for you, and put comments down below if you got any. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more stuff for you soon. Remember, I post a video every single day at the bare minimum, so hit the subscribe button. Talk to you soon.